Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface with Emergency Az number 15, Emergency Az videos, raw, reactionary type of videos to breaking news within gaming, sticking with the World of Warcraft for now because Blizzard have announced patch 6.2.3 and actually put the current patch notes on for us to have a look at. Some people seem to be ridiculously losing their shit over it. I'm here to kind of correct them on what's going on. But because it's a emergency as video, it could contain fruity language, i.e. swearing. So if you are offended by any of that, just don't watch the video. Simple. There you go. Okay, so patch 6.2.3 has been announced. And some of the reaction I've had from people messaging me and whatnot has been one of like, are these people actually reading what's coming into it? Because it's another placebo patch. I've gone through the notes. I've kind of gone through them very systematically. I wanted to make sure that I'm not misreading stuff here and that, you know, I've got all my shit together before I come and make a video about it. But there's not a lot here, folks. There's not a lot here. Unless you're interested in time-walking dungeons, in which case they're adding a further 8 time-walking dungeons. 6 from Cataclysm and 2 more from Wrath of the Lich King. But I'm just talking from my own personal perspective. Time-walking dungeons are terrible. Absolutely terrible. They are a shell of the dungeons that they used to be. They're not fun. They're not interesting to do. And because I've, you know, played the World of Warcraft for a number of years now, I have done these a million times over, and I don't get any pleasure from going back and doing them as a time-walking event. So, to me, just as a player, this ain't going to appeal to me in the slightest. Now, they have added a mount called the Infinite Time Reaver, which is going to have a chance of dropping from any of the time-walking bosses when the event's on. So it's something to farm, but does it make time-walking any more fun? No. The only kind of thing there is time-walking is so piss easy, you can probably smash a load of time-walking dungeons in an effort to get the mount, but yeah, I mean, what else am I meant to say about it? They've added a mount and some more time-walking dungeons to dungeons we've done 100 times over. That's not new content. That's rehashing old content. Deal with it. One thing which is good, which I am going to give a thumbs up and a positive to, is cross-realm mythic raiding. And the reason why I'm giving a thumbs up to this, for Hellfire Citadel raid, is, look, 1 in 2 people are leaving the game at the moment. And, you know, mythic raiding is a huge low percentage. That was kind of like a contradiction there. But it is such a low percentage of people that actually do mythic raiding that people that are wanting to get into mythic raiding, that are finding it difficult to get a team together, at least they have the opportunity to do so now. Why Blizzard don't implement cross-realm mythic raiding from the start of a raid, I do not know. Like I said, they get very precious about very weird things. And, yeah, at least people that are just struggling to get the odd 1 or 2 people that they need, this is the opportunity to do so. So, you know, raiding guilds, fingers crossed, you can get out there and you know, kill some bosses, have some fun. The next thing I want to discuss is the Valor Point return, because this just made me piss myself laughing when I read how they're doing it. And the reason why it made me piss myself laughing is because the people that have been tweeting me and Facebooking me and messaging me going, Az, Valor's back, yes! And I've just been like, have you actually read what it's for? No, you haven't, have you? You haven't at all. All that Valor is going to be used for is as a currency to upgrade the item level of your current gear. That is it. It might as well be fucking Apexis crystals for all you fucking care. There's no, it's a complete and utter placebo. Again, gotta say the word placebo. It's just like, if we put Valor points back in the game, it might give people a feel-good factor that we're changing stuff. But all you do is you go out, you do a random heroic or a mythic or the bonus event or the raid finder, the first time you do raid finder, whatever, and you're rewarded with Valor points. You then go to an ethereal, and just like at the end of Mists of Pandaria, when they didn't have any fucking content for us then, you can use the Valor points to upgrade your gear. Yay! Put me down for another subscription, please. Yeah, so it's just whatever. So people are getting excited that Valor points are coming back. There's nothing else there. It's not even been used as a currency for a specific quartermaster that has new stuff or different stuff. Nope. Nope. Just for upgrading the item level of your gear, which can go up 10 item levels in increments of 5, and it can only be done twice over. So there's no biggie there whatsoever. They've also changed how gear operates. Mythic dungeons have a chance to drop between 685 and now 725 gear in 5-level increments. And Baleful gear now drops between 655 and 695 in 5-level increments. I.e., you open up a Baleful piece of gear, or you get a piece of Mythic dungeon gear, it could be 685. It could be 605. It could be, 705. It could be 665 if it's Baleful, or 680 if it's Baleful. So it's got a random chance, but it's always in increments of 5. So it's just RNG. It's just a little bit of RNG put into Baleful, and Mythic have gone up slightly in item level, but it's totally irrelevant because of the boost to level 100 that you're going to get in Legion. If your character's above item level 650 now, you're ready. You're ready for Legion. Because they can't put the item level too high because of the boost, as we saw in the Warlords of Draenor level 90 boost. They had to put the item of it pretty low down for new players. And then, of course, once they went straight into Legion, they were always swapping out gear. So they felt as if they were progressing constantly. Oh, this is awesome! I'm getting new gear to wear. It's just going to be exactly the same in Legion, most likely. So, yeah, if this RNG with the Baleful stuff is whatever, and the RNG with the Mythic stuff is pretty much whatever. But there is a chance to get an heirloom trinket that will scale up to 110, level 110. Woohoo! Oi, 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 yay, I can't wait to pass that down to 6,000 alts. And then the only new piece, because none of this is new content. None of this is new content. Time Walking Dungeons are rehashed content, and all the other stuff is just RNG nonsense on gear. You know, there's a couple of more rewards put in, but there's no new content. So the only new content is when you defeat Archimonde on heroic difficulty or mythic difficulty, you will be rewarded with a mysterious fragment of dark power that begins a quest line. Don't hold out that the quest line is going to be very long. It's going to do a quest line that will reward you with the Grove Warden mount. That's the moose mount that we've seen in the picture. So it's not going to go on the Blizzard store. Instead, they put the Pepe plushie instead. And then had loads of people try and advertise it. Twitters and streamers and YouTubers and stuff. So that's going to go in. And that's it. And there's an increase, I think, in drop rate for Fellblight. And that is it. So patch 6.2.3 is a whole lot of nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing because it's completely irrelevant if you do one Time Walking dungeon or another. It is. It's just absolutely irrelevant. Does it matter if you're doing Magister's Terrace or Gundrak? I don't think you can do Gundrak. Yeah, you can do Gundrak. Or Gundrak is completely and utterly irrelevant. It's all just for the Time Walking currency, really. And yeah, so there's nothing really here. I can't believe the people which are losing their shit over, like, Valor points! What? Yeah, people have got to really look at these things properly before they get overhyped about nothing. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm really not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just trying to be pragmatic. I'm not dressing up a pig and saying it's amazing when it's just a fucking pig. I don't know how many times I have to say that. But this patch is just a nothing patch, a placebo patch. Throw a few more rewards in there. That'll shut them up for now. Add a few dungeons, which they've done a gazillion times before in Time Walking. That'll shut them up for now. Let's just keep them distracted from the fact that if you added 6.1 to 6.2 to 6.2.2 to 6.2.3, you've barely got one fucking patch this whole expansion. That's all it is. It's just distraction. It's just smokes and lights and mirrors and explosions and woo-wee fireworks in the sky. And then you go home and you're like, what did I get from my fireworks? Not a lot. Yeah, so it's just another patch, whatever. I mean, they're not promoting it as anything but a small patch. I mean, I'm not trying to diss them in that way. I'm not saying that they're saying yes, this is like another patch 6.2 or anything. No, they're not. They're saying it's just a small little patch, and that's exactly what it is. So don't get too excited. Oh, I didn't even mention Warlord Season 3 is going to kick in as well. So what's that? That's another 26 weeks. 26 weeks, 6 months. So at least 6 months until the next expansion. That's going to make so many more people happy now. There's at least 6 months to the next expansion, folks. I know PvP seasons can be subject to change and whatever, but it's kind of like a good little benchmark to work off. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Those links are in the description down below, as is my new sponsor, Yaktronics, that deal with PC peripherals. They've actually got some branded HeelvsBabyface stuff. I'll go into it a lot more in another video, but if you click the link down below and use the code BABYFACE, you get a 7% discount. Whoop whoop. Yes, and I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. So you take care, everybody. Bye-bye.